Every system that has harmed you has three things in common, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. The question is no longer whether the system is broken. 1. Someone bore the cost who did not make the decision. The West Side tenement families did not vote on what freight trains would run through their streets. The Box Elder County, Utah residents did not negotiate the tax rate. I did not lobby for the step therapy that cost me an inch of my spine. In each case, the people closest to the harm were the people farthest away from the decision. In each case, the people closest to the harm had the least access to the room where the harm was authorized in the first place. 2. Someone had access to the decision that bore no cost. The railroad's lobbyists knew about the train death toll. The insurance company's pack managers knew what the medications did to patients' bodies. MEDA's executive director knew what 9 gigawatts of natural gas production would do to the fragile ecosystem. Proximity to the cost is not required for the proximity to the decision. That is not an accident. That's the design. 3. Someone benefits from the outcome remaining as it is. This is what sensationalism is most useful for obscuring. When the story is about Kevin O'Leary's fame, a railroad baron's greed, or an insurance company's executive bonus, the system looks like a collection of bad actors. But remove any one of them, and the structure remains. The villain is not the point. The architecture is the point. Pick one system that you live within: your workplace, your healthcare, your government. Ask, who is absorbing the cost of how the system runs? And is it the same group of people who had a seat at the table when it was written? Ask, when a system produces an outcome, who is positioned to survive that harm and who is not? Ask what would have to change, not who, but what structural conditions for the people bearing the cost to gain access to the decision. You already knew something was wrong. These questions are just the beginning of learning how to say what is. Seth Haskamp was 7 years old, and 500 people marched up Death Avenue for him. The structure absorbed it, slowly, partially, unevenly. They walked anyway.